All right, here we are. Welcome to the Drum Cave. I recently put up a post talking about what I consider to be the 3 top progress killers on the kit, and I thought I might do a little video just expanding a little bit more on that. So let's just dive straight into it, Cue the drums. Here we go. Okay, so the top 3 progress killers, the things that I've come across most as an educator that are preventing you from going to the next level. The next level being good to great, great to amazing, amazing to unfucking real. And honestly, unfucking real, that's where we're all aiming to be, right? And I suppose I should offer a little bit of like a credibility backstory to offer a bit more substance about where my opinions come from. So I've been teaching for 21 years now. When I was 18 years old, a local drum teacher was moving towns and he gave me a drum roster of 20 students. So from 18 years old, I started teaching. Now, over the last 21 years, I've taught in many capacities. So sometimes I've leaned in more than others. It just depends on where I've been personally, professionally, and even as, headspace. I think that to be a good teacher, you've got to be present. And so sometimes I've just taught more than others. I've also gone over the arc too. So I've taught beginner, intermediate, and advanced. I tend to sort of focus more around advanced now because those are the things that sort of interest me more. And I teach teachers, I teach advanced players, and even in that sort of advanced realm, I still come across these 3 issues. So it doesn't really matter where you're at. These 3 things can still be preventing you from going to the next level. So let's dive into it. Number 1, okay, and this one's really important. Strong, world-class double stroke roll, all right? So this one I see is honestly this one is messing up so many players, and there seems to be so much focus on things like rudiments and combination of rudiments and sequential stuff. And I just don't really see the point in working on rudiments when your double stroke is not up to par. Now, if you've got great double stroke, you know what I'm talking about in terms of how valuable having good double stroke is. And if you don't have good double stroke, then you know what I'm talking about because you don't have good double stroke. And there's 2 reasons why having a strong world-class double stroke is really important. One, because the mechanics involved with a really good double stroke don't just relate to the double stroke. They carry over to so many different facets of drumming. So it's that whole 80-20 thing. It's like you work on the double stroke and it covers so much more going forward, right? Rather than just working on rudiments and now you can play rudiments in a sequence. Forget all that, scrap that, focus on your doubles, okay? And the other thing that I really like about double strokes is that double stroke roll focuses basically on the 2 elements that make up all of drumming. You're either controlling the stroke or you're not. So if you work on your double strokes properly, and I mean like deconstruct them, there's a lot of setup involved in doing really, really good doubles. You'll find that the 2 elements involved, not controlling the stroke and then controlling the stroke, that is what drumming is in a nutshell. So if you dial in your doubles, you sort of get this wider view on what drumming is, essentially. I look back from a more macro perspective. I think that we're too locked into certain things that are getting pushed out there. All right, so dial in your double strokes and it will change your life. Okay, number 2, and this is a really important one. This is more of a state of mind, but basically it is intention. Having intention when you sit down behind the pad or the kit. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger famously talked about when he was lifting weights, he used to think about the muscle growing. So he used to do his curls and he used to think about the muscle. This is mind and body connection, and honestly, it works in every creative outlet. It's about being present, not thinking about yesterday, not thinking about tomorrow's dinner. You are here now. We are doing this thing. Intention, okay? A lot of it can be about posture, so how you're approaching the pad. So don't sort of slouch over. Don't lift your feet up onto the base of the throne. You're here. You're present. We're doing it. You get way faster results if you approach things like this, okay? And it's also it's not just intention, it's about the attitude behind what you're doing, okay? Just having a really good attitude about being present. Number 3, and I would say that this one is the most important one of all, okay? This one I see come through the door with every student. Doesn't matter if they're beginner, intermediate, advanced. Doesn't matter if they're an educator already. I've got students that have been playing for 40, 45 years. Doesn't matter. And even I struggle with this one on occasion, okay? But this one is the most consistent one and is definitely the one that is messing you up the most, okay? All right, here we go. Number 3, you. You are the reason that you're not progressing and you're not the player that you see in your head, that you hear in your head, and that you want to be. Now, it's a hard pill to swallow, but all I'm basically saying is that this is an instrument, this is a creative outlet that requires you to show up daily. It just does. I mean, the more you learn, the bigger the rabbit hole gets. And honestly, I do not have enough time in my life to explore the level that I want to get to on this, right? So I know that. So I have to be here every day. I have to show up. I mean, you're so much better to lock in 5 minutes every day than just try and get 3 hours every 2 weeks. It's showing up consistently, showing up with consistency. It builds really good habits, but you're also training the mind and the body that this is just what we do, man. We always have our sticks in our hands, like it's just second nature. Every single day, in some shape or form, show up, sit down, have intention, and do the work, okay? So my philosophy with this is pretty simple. Develop the person, and the player will follow. And what I simply mean by that is the better you are, the more you're working towards becoming a better person, you will become a much better player. Trust me, okay? It's setting up good habits, good frame of mind, a good attitude, having intention behind what we do, showing up daily, all of these things. Everything relates, okay? So like the more you show up for everything outside of drumming every day, the more you show up for your drumming, whether it's physically and mentally, okay? So develop the person and the player will follow. And yeah, those are my 3 things. World-class double stroke roll, nothing less. Having intention or a good attitude behind what you do, okay? You're here, you're now, you're present. Do the thing. And then number 3, just you. Show up daily. I mean, there's 24 hours in the day. Find out where this fits in your life. Learn to fall in love with your practice pad and compartmentalize what working is to just fucking around on the kit, all right? So those 3 things across the board are what I've seen and what I know to be the 3 top progress killers. If you're interested in more of this stuff, you can go over to my socials. I'm always bleeding on about it. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I don't really care. It's me in a nutshell. I'm a drummer and I love the crossover between drumming and personal development. And then if you're interested as well, I'm holding my first 30-day mastermind drummer coaching program in January. And basically this is a 30-day period where we've got a cohort of drummers where I'm getting on live lessons every week. We're building a community over that 30-day period, and I'm diving into all of this stuff. Mechanics, health, body, mind, business, personal, relationships, all of it, man, because working on your rudiments is not enough, okay? Fuck the rudiments. But yeah, if you're interested to know more about the 30-day mastermind drummer coaching program, hit the link below and I will send you back an email personally explaining what it is. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my bullshit, and I'll see you soon.